Hey guys, it's your girl Brianna Destiny here. So I've decided to start a new girl talk segment slash interview segment for the future called Tea with Bree. My name is Bree. I go by Brianna Destiny, and I'm always drinking green tea. So I decided, why not make up a conversational segment where I can talk about certain topics, interview people, and talk with other friends, get their views and ideas on other topics, and just make it a whole conversational piece. And I decided to come up with Tea with Bree. I don't want it to come off as a negative segment or anything, because when people usually hear the word tea, it's usually some drama and they want to know what's the tea, sis. But my tea is going to be good tea. Everything's going to be inspirational, motivational, inspiring, and overall just real. Like, I want this to be a segment where we all just come, y'all hear me talk, I listen to y'all's feedback, and y'all join in on my Tea with Bree segments, and we go from there. And it's just real life, real people, real conversations, and that's the tea. So today, my tea is going to be talking about how to move on. I did a poll on Instagram last night, and I said, what should I talk about today? The options were life talks with my mom, because me and my mom have incredible conversations. She's so real. She's my best friend. And she teaches me so much that I really just want to capture one day so all you guys can hear what me and my mom talk about. And so it was life talks with mom, about me, to get people to know who I am and everything. But I'll do that for another day. And then how to move on or tell a story. And the highest vote was how to move on. So here we are. When I say how to move on, I think I meant to say how to move on from people in general, like friends, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, just how to move on from something that's no longer needed in your life or something you just want to move on from. So let's start out with how to move on from anyone that's not good for you, as in, let's say a friend. Okay, so how to move on from a friend. In my past experiences with friendships, I'm 23 years old, so I've went through, different friends since high school up until now. And the older I get, the more I realize that I just want people around me that are genuine and hold substance and are on the same path that I am. I want to be able to grow and learn from and with the people I have in my circle. So I would say about my freshman year of college, graduated high school, going into college, 2013, was a weird transition for me because I was still holding on to my friends from high school and I was still meeting new people, but I was just so friendly to where I wasn't realizing who was there for me and who wasn't. And I was just, all in the mix, basically. I was hanging out with my group of friends from high school that I continue to be friends with, people that I was meeting in college, people I was meeting on Instagram, people I was meeting in the club. So I had all these mixes of friends. And I started to see myself as okay, well, am I the same person? This is some real stuff. Am I the same person when I'm with this group, or this group? And I started to realize, no, because I felt like I'm a chameleon. I was a chameleon. And I felt like I had to be someone else when I was hanging out with certain people, or I was doing things they wanted to do that I wasn't really comfortable with, or things that I wouldn't normally do or act or say. I started adapting to the way they were saying and doing things. And that can be a good thing if you're around the right people and you're adapting to that environment. But it can be a bad thing if you're in the wrong environment. So during that transition from 2013, I would say to 2016, from my last, when would I say it all really stopped, when I just realized that I needed end of 2016, when I just started taking myself and my surroundings and my group of friends more serious. I started realizing that I need to break down the groups of the people I call my real friends that I can call in a time of need, and the people I can call when I just want to party and turn up. Those are two different things. And I used to always think oh, well, we're friends and we go out and we drink and we hang out, so you're supposed to be loyal to me. No, that shit backflashed in my face because you expect too much out of people that don't have your back and don't have your best intentions. And you realize later on why certain people are around you and for certain things. And that's something I had to learn, with growing up. When you're young and naive, you don't know what's going on. You don't know who's a snake or who has your best intentions, or what their motives are. So that's something that I had to deal with. And to this day, I still have a few friends from that group and from me leaving high school that I still call my real genuine friends. I can call you to turn up. I can call you to pray with me. I can call you in a case of emergency. You're a real friend. You stick by me through whatever. And then I do still have those certain friends where I know in my head, like, okay, you're just for a fun turn up. I know if some shit go down, I can't call you because you're not a real friend. You're just the turn up friend. And that's okay. That comes with maturity. But when you're that age and you're so young, you think that everybody, you give your heart away. You just give your heart away like, oh, they love me. They're going to be nice. They're going to do me right. It's all innocence. But you learn that through different situations and with age. So I say with moving on from friends, I just would say just differentiate the level of friends. Realize who you are as a person, what you want out of a friend. It takes a friend to be a friend. So whatever you want in the relationship is what you have to give. And if it's not reciprocated, that's not a real friendship. So I just look at it as, if I know I'm being a great friend to you and I've done A, B, C, and D, and I'm not getting it back, I just got to take a few steps away from you and continue moving towards the people that do reciprocate it and gravitate towards me. So it doesn't really hurt me to move on now from people that aren't really my friends. In the past, it would. I would be upset and I would be hurt because it's like, why aren't you a good friend to me like I'm a good friend to you? But you get older and you get over it. So that's my best advice on moving on from friends. By the way, all I drink is green tea. I really want to try some new teas. So if you guys have any recommendation, please let me know. Green tea is so healthy for you. A lot of health benefits. And I'm trying to get more healthy and lose weight because I've gained a lot of weight with eating really badly these last 3 years. And I'm changing that. And I'm getting on, not a diet, but a lifestyle change. I'm going to start working out like 3 times a week. So I would say the next topic about moving on comes with relationships. How to move on from relationships. Everybody is different and everybody moves at their own speed, their own pace. I would say moving on from relationships depends, like my speed depends on how, first of all, the length of the relationship and how deep it was. Like, were we talking for a couple months or were we dating for 2 years? That is a huge difference. I'll start with the easy part. Talking to someone, dating, casually dating, or just seeing each other. I feel like nowadays, like, dating is so weird. People don't even say the word dating. It's like either we're talking or we're together. I don't know. So say we're talking for a couple months. We're going out. We have feelings for each other, whatever. I decide or you decide it's not working out. We don't see eye to eye. It's just not a good match. I move on fairly quickly, unless we were speaking every day and we had super in-depth conversations and you met my family and all this great stuff happened. I won't be upset if we don't talk again, if we stop talking every day and we decide not to talk anymore, if it wasn't that deep. I look at it as a lesson because it's like you have to date and you have to get to know people in order to find out what you want, what you don't want, what you're going to put up with and what you won't put up with in your next relationship. So yeah, the whole talking, dating thing, it's really easy for me to move on with that. For people that get attached really easy, I would say don't give too much of yourself in the beginning and really just don't talk as much. Like, listen, find out who people are, find out what they like to do, what their intentions are, what they're even looking for. They might just be looking for somebody to text and go to lunch or go to parties with or have fun and mess around. Or they might be looking for something long-term and serious. You need to know that from the beginning so you don't end up getting your feelings hurt. So yeah, moving on from talking situations is nothing. Especially if y'all are cool, then we could just be friends and it's no pressure. See you when I see you, So that's that. Now, moving on from an ex. Woo! It's out of here. Okay. Now, moving on from an ex, like ex-boyfriend, someone that you've dated year, 2 years, 3 years. I'm not going to sit here and act like I've been in 4 or 5 year relationships because I'm only 23, just turned 23. My longest relationship was 2.5 years. Cool. That's normal at this age. I would say like that my first relationship was my hardest, like my first love. When I had to break that off, that took me like, boy, we were together 2 years, and it took me like 2 years after that to fully get over it, to the point where like today, like I don't think about you anymore. And when I see you, I'm just like, oh, like a rush of feelings don't even go through my body. With that, that's probably the best example I can give y'all for moving on from an ex. I would say you got to block that person. Like, if you're on your phone and you're going on social media, looking at his pictures and going through his likes and looking at all the stuff he's doing during the day, you're not going to be able to take your mind off of that person. You're going to constantly think about that person, think about why they hurt you, think about why you're not together. It's going to drive you fucking insane. So block them, or at least unfollow them so you don't see that, nothing. Delete their number out of your phone. So if they do text you, you know, if you don't want to block their number, if they do text you, it shows up as a number, or put do not answer or something, just so you don't see their name like, oh, Thomas, and then you're in your feelings again. That ain't how you move on. So blocking, deleting number, that's number 1. 2, those pictures y'all have of each other. I had like 1,000 pictures. If y'all, anybody that knows me know, in my iCloud, I have 23,000 pictures from 2014 till today. 24,000 pictures. So at the time of me and my ex, I probably had like 500 pictures of us. It was a lot on my MacBook and my iPhone at the time. I had to take all those pictures, videos, memories, and put them in a folder and just hide it. Like, so I don't have to see it, because I hate when I go on my phone looking for a picture to post and boom, I see us, you know, at Dairy Queen eating ice cream. Why did I just say that? I don't even eat Dairy Queen. But you know what I'm saying. You don't want to see no pictures. You don't want to be remembered anything. Hide that. Put it in a box. Kim Kardashian has an X box where she puts all her stuff of her exes and hides it and doesn't look at it, so you don't have to think about it. And don't listen to sad music. That does not help. I know us girls, we get in our feelings and we're like, oh, blast from Mariah Carey. I need to hear this, my heart. No. Do your makeup. Get cute. Post a picture. Go out, have a great time. And after you do that, the next day, do something productive. Do something that makes you happy. Do something that's good for your future, for your mind and your soul, and something that's going to boss you up and make you better than how you were with him and before him, before you even met him. Do something for your future, secure your future, and you're going to be like, what was I stressing over? Like, I put all my energy and attention into being sad, into a business, and now look at me, flourishing. That took a long time for me to do, because I was going through it with my first breakup, like going through it. Like, I felt like the world was over, like I was fake depressed. Like, no. Young and dumb. So, I look really weird. But yeah, you know, life goes on. We only live once, and life is way too short to be sad or not being able to move on from anything in the past, because what is for you will always be for you. And you got to go through things to grow, to learn things, and just figure it out. And that's really all I could say right now. I could go further into the whole getting over an ex thing, but mainly just worry about you, worry about where you're going. Forget what hurt you, but don't forget it, because it's also such a, I look at heartbreak and like all that as like inspirational. Like, now to this day, like all my heartbreaks, I can say thank you, like in my head mentally, like thank you, because if it wasn't for that, and if you didn't put me through that, like I wouldn't be this strong and inspired today. So everything happens for a reason, and honestly, I wouldn't take anything back, because I feel like I would be so weak, and I wouldn't know how to experience certain things or certain values today if I hadn't gone through some of those heartbreaks with friends, with relationships, whatever. So you gotta grow to glow. And that's my take on moving on. Hope you guys enjoyed this tea. And don't forget to let me know some recommendations of some other teas that y'all like. And I'll think about giving it a try. All right. Thanks, y'all.